Subscribe our channel. Stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. My girlfriend cheated on me, but I want to forgive her. I found out this morning that my 24F girlfriend, 27F, of 3.5 years has been cheating on me for the past month. We live together FYI. Things had been weird between us for a little while, but this past week things have been extra off. Basically, we were good at the beginning of July. We had been working through our communication issues well and she seemed happy. She had been hanging out with a group of friends, and her brother's girlfriend, who is like a sister to her, and she said that getting out of the house and us having our space was making things between us better. I've always had trust issues with her, but I've improved a lot with that and I encouraged her to be with friends, and I didn't ask too many questions so as not to arouse suspicion that I was jealous, because I wasn't. I was happy she was happy. We had a silly fight around the 13th and we ended up taking a break because the fight escalated and it brought up some of our past issues that hadn't been resolved. The very next day, we had sex. Which was confusing but good. It got more confusing afterwards because she pushed me away even further, and said that I wasn't taking the break seriously. After this, she started getting really withdrawn, more than usual, with little moments here and there where she would act like we were fine again. Fast forward to the 27th, my birthday, and she forgot about it. Earlier that month I had reminded her about it and she told me that I should be more generous with my assumptions, therapy term, and assume generously that she'd remember. Well, she forgot. She apologized, but it did still hurt a lot. Fast forward to last night, I came home from work and she wasn't home. This was fairly normal this month because she had been with her friends a lot. Something felt very off between us, and I couldn't shake it. She had been sleeping on the couch the past 2 nights and wouldn't speak to me all day. It was odd. Even though we had taken a break, it was odd for us. So I remembered she had left her Facebook logged into my laptop. Lo and behold, there were messages from an old guy friend talking about her hanging out with him and her ex. Keep in mind that we had spoken about this ex, and she had me convinced she hated her and would never forgive her for all her bullshit. Anyway, I read all the messages, wrong, I know, but man, and it turned out they had been talking for about 3 weeks. Meaning, while we were still together, she had been talking with her ex. I confronted her when she got home. Basically pretended I knew nothing, and asked her nearly in tears where she and her friends had gone. She was super avoidant and basically flat out lied multiple times. I kept saying, "Are you sure that's who you were with?" and kept asking leading questions, to give her a chance to just come clean. She didn't. So I flat out told her I knew who she was with. She went pretty quiet and changed her mood to shame pretty quick. I cried my eyes out and asked her all kinds of questions. I asked if they had kissed, she said no. I asked if they fucked, she said no. I asked if she had gone out with her 2 times, because that's what it seemed like in the message. She said they'd hung out 3 times. She said they had only been speaking for about a week or so, and it was after we had broken up. We had a long discussion and I felt better by the end. I couldn't sleep that night though and reread the conversations, and realized I had caught her in several lies. Confronted her again the next morning. Every time she had claimed to be with her friends or her brother's GF, she was really with her ex. They did kiss, they had met up several times, and they had been speaking since the beginning of July, before we broke up. She admitted to cheating. We had had so many conversations about how wrong we thought cheating was. How we could never do that to someone. I spent all day crying while she was at work and preparing to move home. She came home and didn't speak to me for hours. I finally went and knocked on her door and she let me cry and yell and be angry. We talked seriously and she seemed remorseful. We talked over a lot of our older issues too and it felt good. I know I shouldn't be so quick to forgive, but is it wrong of me to want to forgive her? And just continue with our relationship? I don't know how to explain how much she means to me. I'm just so devastated by all of this. TL, Doctor, my girlfriend of 3.5 years spent all month lying to me about hanging out with friends, when she was really with her ex-girlfriend. When confronted, she lied some more. They kissed and she cheated on me. Despite this, she means the world to me and I want to forgive her, and stay with her. Is that wrong of me? Am I not respecting my own boundaries? Hysterical bonding is what you're going through. Absolutely do not make any decision while you're being influenced. Your relationship sounds toxic and you're using her as a means to be happy. Think it might be time to take a little break and work on your own issues. Being constantly jealous and then later validating it because she cheated isn't healthy. Hey, I appreciate your honesty. I think you might be right in that we aren't healthy. I just keep thinking that we can work on it and fix our issues together. Problem is, moving out to take a break means moving all the way to my old state where my family lives, which is several hours away. I would have to uproot myself and that scares me too. Especially if we're only taking a break from each other. I can't keep moving back and forth. I forgave my ex after she cheated and then she cheated again and got pregnant from the dude. It's a slippery slope forgiving them because sometimes that's just who they are. By break, I meant a break from dating. You need to work on your own things you have going on so you don't take it to your next relationship. Jealousy is a very bad trait to have because it means you don't trust the person you're with. It's up to you if you want to forgive her. The question is, will ever trust her ever again? Cheating on someone destroys whatever trust was built between two people. Trust can be rebuilt but will take time and it definitely will not be easy. There'll be resentment from the betrayed partner and, over time, the person who cheated but was forgiven will resent the fact she can't be trusted. That's the future you're looking at if you forgive her, but end up not fully trusting her anymore. Can you honestly tell yourself at this moment that you can forgive her and trust that when she stays out late or overnight that you won't be thinking, is she cheating on you again? Will you hold over her head this event as a way to control her? Sometimes forgiving her also means letting them go to find someone who doesn't do this to you. The fact that you had to pry the truth from her and that she lied should factor in what you decide to do. She is gaslighting you. She is a liar and a manipulator. And if you hadn't found those messages, then she would still be out cheating on you right now. Remove the emotional attachment if you can. Pretend this wasn't happening to you and that you were the one reading the story. Would you be calling for that person to forgive the cheater and stay with them? Loving someone isn't a valid reason to get walked over and used. Please analyze this carefully. She isn't remorseful for cheating. She is remorseful that she was caught. So what, you were having issues? Be an adult and discuss them or break up. Her first response to issues in your relationship was to go cheat with someone else. This is how she responds to relationship conflict. That isn't going to change. If you want to stay with her, you're allowed to do so. Just know it might be really difficult and there can be residual long-term effects of her betrayal. You're not disrespecting yourself by staying. Thanks for the response. I already feel the resentment building in me, even after we've talked. I'd how long it might take me to move on from this, but I don't want to leave her. Maybe couples therapy might help. Thanks for listening so far. If story have update we will post here. Like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.